Hey everyone, to my handful of subscribers, I don't have a lot right now, but I just wanted to do a follow-up video to my first one. Like I said in the first video, it's a bit of a learning curve, and right now I learned that as a brand new YouTuber, effective at the first of the year, I can only do 12 to 15 minute videos initially. 12-minute videos, and then if I verify my account, 15-minute videos, and then it'll gradually go up from there. So what I'm trying to do today is just give an update on where I'm at and why I haven't posted anything else since that first video. Right now I was trying to edit. I've got a bunch of videos, some footage from Snowstorm Diego, and I've also got footage from back in the 1st of November. I mentioned that a little bit on the first video about where my friend Billy Mitchell and I went out onto a lake here in Southwest Virginia for the Hayes Outdoors Show Me Your State Challenge, talking about depression. And so that video is coming out. I talked to Bill and he wanted to film a little bit more footage, you know, a little bit of an opener, because that was my first video, and honestly I did not film a whole lot of video that day. It went from a great, hey, we're gonna go hiking, it's gonna be fun, into a like the Clark W. Griswold hike camping trip from hell. Yeah, I overpacked, as I mentioned several times in the other video, plus there was so much blowdown, and you'll see that it turned into the hiking / camping trip from hell. But you know, hey, it was a learning experience, and it was the first time that I'd went actually hiking, not hiking but camping, since for about 3 or 4 years, and it was the first time I was the lead on that. So yeah, it's a learning curve, like everything is. So today I wanted to do a real quick, maybe show you one of my new acquisitions for my gear, which would be the twig stove. It's a Emberlit fire ant twig stove. It's not the titanium, because the dealer that I get my stuff from is always out of the titanium, so I went ahead and went with the stainless steel. So I'm going to try to find some twigs to do a little quick presentation on that, and we'll go from there. If I can't find anything, I did bring some hexamine fuel tabs, so I'm going to try to keep this. If you see my eyes kind of glancing up, it's because right now, instead of using my GoPro, I'm using my iPhone. Which, that reminds me, on each of these early videos, I want to thank 1 or 2 or 3 people that have really helped me. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm wearing a gray bracelet, and the motto on that says, you know, no one fights alone. And that's true. If you have a brain tumor or you have cancer of any kind, when I went to the Emily Curritt Cancer Center at the University of Virginia, I've been going there since 2010. I did not realize how many. I knew there was a lot of, you know, varieties of cancer. My grandfather passed away of cancer. My grandmother had breast cancer, etc. But to look at all of those colors that are associated with different types of cancer, it was just amazing. And I wear a gray bracelet because I have a brain tumor, and no one fights alone is true, because when I woke up out of that coma, my room was full of people. It was full of my co-workers. I say former co-workers, but at that time they were my co-workers, and 2 of those co-workers are always in my thoughts and prayers, and one, Tina, right now, you know, in the initial stages of this channel, I don't know if it's okay to use the last name, so I'm just going to say Tina, and to her I offer a big thanks. She tells me I'm an inspiration, but really she's an inspiration to me. She's treated me like a member of her family. I'm using this iPhone, which is courtesy of her. She's been she's been providing an iPhone for me since all this happened to me, and I don't know how to say thank you enough for that. Um, and I don't want to say too much because I'll start getting a little misty-eyed myself. And I'm the kind of John Wayne. I was raised on John Wayne, so men don't cry. We go upstairs, or we go and run away and cry, and then come back and say, hey, don't cry like a girl. But anyway, a big thank you to her. And so if you're watching this, thanks, Tina. I'll never be able to repay you for everything you've done for me. And another one of the most important people who, like Chewbacca, because I'm a Star Trek nerd. I am a huge nerd, as Triumph the Insult Dog would say. I owe a big life debt to my friend Jason Barber, who I was riding in his truck. Another 15 minutes and I would have been back in my Jeep, and I would have been driving home when all these grand mal seizures hit, and I would have died, or God forbid, or killed someone. I could have went into a grand mal seizure, been in my Jeep, went across the road. Who knows what would have happened? But I was in his vehicle, and when those grand mal seizures hit, he got me back to his house. Called it, and in the interim, he was able to call his wife. She called the 911. Ambulances were waiting when we got there. So, without his quick thinking and being in his car, I wouldn't be here today. So, there's a lot of people that I owe a big thanks to. The next person that I owe a thanks to is my friend Kristen. She actually is designing a logo right now for my channel. It's going to be a yin and yang, and it was her idea to make the yin yang a gray color to coincide with the brain tumor, and also two hiking poles crisscrossed. Kind of there's some people might be familiar with the yin yang with the swords crisscrossed, but instead of that, it's a yin yang with two trekking poles, and that's going to kind of coincide with some of the things that I talk about on my channel later on. I might be, as I say, expounding on the Tao. And expounding on the Tao means I'm going to be talking about the Tao Te Ching sometimes. It's a 2,500-year-old text. I'm sure a lot of people might have heard of some of the sayings. The wise man does nothing, or now in this politically correct day, the wise person does nothing, yet nothing is left undone. The foolish person rushes around all day, yet nothing is done. I'm gonna be talking about things like that as these videos go on. And I'm not going to include a lot of religion, because I know sometimes people are put off by that, but I'm going to include a little bit. And instead of saying God, I'll just say Creator, because in my experience and education, man has put the word God to the Creator, whether it be you say Yahweh, which is the Jewish faith, or Allah. For Muslims, there's older terms for God, Elohim, Adonai. But in the end, my near-death experience that I had showed me, whether it was real or not, I believe it, that there is something more after we die. It is not what the Buddhists might call the doctrine of Anatman, where there's nothing after this. It's just the life and death, and that's it. And we're just energy, which I'm not going to get into that today. But I'm still continuing to watch this counter right now, and it's at 9:15. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to my twig stove or not. Maybe that's what I'll do right now. I'll go ahead and put the twig stove together, and then I'll show it to you, and maybe I'll try to start it and see where we're at on time. But right now I'm going to try to stick to that 12-minute counter, so I can upload this with a minimum of hassle. That reminds me, when I say believe in yourself, there were Sean James, My Self-Reliance, he was talking about, you believe in yourself, and it's an age-old adage. I sometimes suffer with self-doubt, and a lot of this, the insidious part of this tumor is that it's taken away a lot of my self-confidence. And so To believe in myself, I went ahead and broke down and bought a GoPro, slightly used GoPro 5, and I just bought a new laptop with Windows 10 compatibility because my old laptop is still running Vista and it's not compatible with anything. So I need an updated version so that I can start doing being able to edit videos easier, because I could do that with the iPhone, but I've got the smaller version because I like to hike and camp and things like that. So I bought I had Tina, I requested the small version when we went back to the iPhone store or the Apple store or Verizon store. And so I'm going to try to keep so I can edit videos together, make them look a little bit nicer, more professional looking. So what I'm going to have to start doing until I get my videos extended up to where I want to is just do small videos, and then when I get to the 15 or the 20-minute mark, I can start doing overnight trips. And I'm thinking about doing, you know, the semi-permanent shelters. I know that those videos, that kind of concept has been beat to death over the years, but I think it's a rite of passage. Since I'm doing a type of bushcraft video series starting out, I don't want to copy a lot of the other guys out there like Joe Robinette and Scrambled O, Mike from TA Outdoors, things like that. So I'm going to try to keep things short up until then, until I can start uploading longer videos. And I'm actually already at almost 12 minutes because I'm just rambling and rambling and rambling. But I hope everyone likes this video, and I'm going to go ahead and I guess go ahead and get ready to stop because we're at 55 seconds. Until next time, be good, be safe, and if you like these, subscribe to my channel. They will get better, and we will start doing some cool things like bungee jumping, kayaking, even skydiving in the future. So be good until then. Ciao, and have a great week.